México es bicampeón, back-to-back champions of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Andres from AA Sports. The Mexico national team won 2-1 versus the United States in the final to win the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. With this win in the final, Mexico has won 2 straight Gold Cup tournaments, and after also winning their CONCACAF Nations League title in March, Mexico is again the kings of the region, the kings of CONCACAF. Final score was 2-1, and it was actually the United States who scored first in this game. In the first 5 minutes of the game, the United States got a lucky free kick opportunity, and it was Chris Richards who put a good header on the ball and bar-downed it in for the first goal of the game in the 4th minute. The goal absolutely silenced the majority Mexican crowd, and the players for Mexico were also stunned by that goal. Conceding that early on was definitely not part of the game plan. And this is where you got to give credit to Memo Ochoa and Aguirre, who immediately noticed that the players looked nervous after that goal. You see them both on the sidelines telling the players on the field, relax, get settled into the game. There's still a lot of football to be played. That was great leadership and advice from the sideline. And this resonated well with the team, as after those first 10 minutes, once the Mexican players got settled into the game, it was all Mexico the rest of the 80 minutes. Mexico had 60% of the ball possession in this game, but it looked like they had much more than that. Mexico outplayed the U.S. in the midfield, and Mexico was doing well holding onto ball possession. As the U.S. fell back and were playing more and more defense, Mexico created more chances and were getting closer to scoring. You could feel it when you saw what was happening on the field. You could feel that the equalizing goal was coming for Mexico. And in the 27th minute, Mexico got the game-tying goal. Marcel Ruiz, with the ball just outside of the box, provided a great assist to Raul Jimenez. And Raul, with a great shot from his left foot, scored the first goal for Mexico that tied the game 1-1. The majority Mexico crowd inside NRG Stadium had the stadium shaking, and Raul, with a great celebration honoring his former teammate at Wolverhampton, Diogo Jota, who passed away in a car crash recently. I respect Raul for honoring his former teammate like that with a jersey with his name and number on it. May Diogo Jota rest in peace. A great goal and perfect tribute by Raul. Then in the second half, Mexico again had the majority of ball possession as the United States fell back and played defense once again. And for most of the second half, Mexico was getting close to scoring, but the shots kept going just wide. But in the 77th minute, Mexico gets a foul call in their favor, which sets up a free kick opportunity. And on that play, it is Edson Alvarez with a header that was initially called offside, but after VAR review, it was found that Alex Freeman kept Edson onside. The goal counted, and it was Edson Alvarez with the second goal that would be the game-winning goal for Mexico. From there, in the final 12 to 15 minutes, Mexico had an absolutely suffocating defense, like they did for most of this game and the tournament. Cesar Montes had a really good game, especially in the final 10 minutes. And while Malagon did have to make one save, one intervention in additional time, outside of that, the Mexico defense gave the American offensive front no space and absolutely nothing to work with. And with that, Mexico won the final and are the 2025 Gold Cup champions. Final score, Mexico wins 2-1, 2-1 against the United States, and are the bicampeón of the Gold Cup. With that, here are the Mexico national team's grades for this game. Goalkeeper, A-. Luis Angel Malagon was the starting goalkeeper, and while he did concede that set play goal, he also had 2 good interventions that stopped the U.S. It stopped the U.S.'s only dangerous plays in the game. In terms of that first goal that was conceded, it was really not Malagon's fault there, as it was 100% luck. It was a header that was bar-downed by Chris Richards. You don't see those type of goals often, and sometimes teams get lucky like that, and in this case, the U.S. got lucky there. As for the 2 saves he made, the first save he made in the 44th minute was a block against Freeman that he made with his face, While it was not the prettiest looking save, it was a save that nevertheless stopped one of the few dangerous opportunities for the US. A save is a save in my eyes. And in the second half, in additional time, Malagon made another save against Patrick Ajiman, preventing what definitely would have been a goal there. It was the United States' best and last opportunity created, and Malagon made the save to keep Mexico's 2-1 lead. One of the few times this tournament where Malagon was tested as the goalkeeper for Mexico, and I thought he did pretty well. So with that, A- grade. We should also take note of Guillermo Ochoa's leadership on the sidelines. Despite now being the backup goalkeeper, Ochoa noticed that the players were stunned after that USA goal and looked a bit like deers in headlights. Ochoa got up from the bench, and you could see him telling the players on the field, relax, just get settled into the game. There's still a lot of time in the game. That was great leadership and advice from the sideline. And it's moments of leadership like this that, really help in moments like this, especially with players like Mora and Ruiz, who were playing in a final for Mexico for the first time. And it's another moment that shows just how Ochoa is so for the players, supporting them in any way possible. Defenders, A+. Nothing new as Johan Vasquez and Cesar Montes were the starting center back duo. Cesar Montes, despite receiving a yellow card in this game, had a really good performance. He had 3 good tackles won in this game, with one of them being late in the game, which quickly stopped what could have been a close chance created for the States. With his defensive contributions, along with scoring 3 goals in this tournament, this Gold Cup tournament has been his best run of performances for the national team. Johan Vasquez also had a good game on both sides of the ball. He had 2 notable tackles won in this game, and also had the assist on the goal by Edson. He had the initial header on that set play, and with Alex Freeman keeping Edson on side, it set Edson up to put a second header on the ball for the goal. Good work by Johan, with the defenders again contributing offensively on set plays. A great game once again from Johan alongside Montes, and I hope he does make that move to one of the bigger Italian clubs that will be playing European football this upcoming season. As for the fullbacks, to my surprise, Jorge Sanchez was the starting right back, while Gallardo was the starting left back. I was very skeptical of this decision by Vasco Aguirre, but in this style of play and this strong defense created by Javier Aguirre, they actually played pretty well. True, they did not push up or contribute much of anything offensively, and it was visible that they still didn't trust Sanchez with the ball. In fact, Jorge Sanchez even had a moment where he fell and unintentionally touched the ball with his hand, which luckily was not a penalty since he was just trying to save himself from a humiliating faceplant. This is where I would have liked to see Mateo Chavez and Julian Araujo playing. However, on the defensive side, they contributed well and helped out Montes and Vasquez in maintaining that strong, suffocating defense that conceded very few opportunities to the U.S. To my surprise, Araujo was not given any playing time and didn't enter the game to replace Jorge Sanchez. Instead, it was Israel Reyes who entered as a substitute to replace Sanchez. Reyes was caught off guard on that last dangerous opportunity in additional time, which was not a good look for him. But outside of that, Reyes went through the rest of the motions to close out the game well. While I do think Huescas, Araujo, and Mateo Chavez are the fullbacks in the long term and should be playing now, I will give credit where it is due and say that Gallardo and Sanchez did well defensively in this game. Together, the fullbacks and center backs combined for 7 tackles won, 15 clearances, and 14 interceptions in this game. Mexico's defenders did very well, giving the opposition no space and nothing to work with, and it was performances like this that were the reason why Mexico had the best defense in the tournament. Midfielders, A+. Edson Alvarez, Marcel Ruiz, and the wonder kid Gilberto Mora were the starting midfielders, and they all had excellent games. Edson Alvarez had good steals of the ball and did well helping out the defense as that defensive midfielder, along with scoring the second goal of the game, which was his second goal of the tournament. The team captain continues to lead by example. Marcel Ruiz also had a great game, and his ball skills and passing were great as well. He had one shot opportunity in this game and provided a good quality assist to Raul for the first goal of the game. And Gilberto Mora, man, this kid is something special. He really is. He had 2 shots from distance in the game. The second one especially was good, but both were blocked by the American goalkeeper. It is a shame that we didn't see him get a goal in this tournament, but he still made a really positive impact in this Gold Cup. And he had a good game as well. He created chances, his passing was good, and he again had that once a game or twice a game moment where he just did something incredible to keep ball possession. Mora has so much talent and potential. These 3 midfielders made Aguirre completely forget about Charlie, who didn't play in this game. Orbelin Pineda came in to replace Mora in the 75th minute, and he went through the motions to hold possession and keep the ball away from the U.S. players and close the game out for Mexico. Overall, a great performance from the starting midfielders, and Gilberto Mora at 16 years old is now the youngest player to debut for Mexico and the youngest ever to win a senior international trophy. The midfield is finally looking better, and that is a big step forward for Mexico. Wingers, B. Alexis Vega and Piojo Alvarado were the starting wingers for Mexico. Alexis Vega only had 1 shot in this game, but outside of that, I felt he struggled against the United States and their defense. While he has found form at the club level in Toluca, he is still trying to find that form and rhythm for the national team. As for Piojo Alvarado, I thought he had a much better game in the final than he did against Honduras. He was much more active offensively with 4 shots in this game. Unfortunately, they were all close, but went just wide of the goal. Look for Alvarado to try and improve his finishing shots going forward, as right now, that seems to be the one thing missing and keeping him from contributing more for this team. As for Chino Huerta, I wish he was given more playing time in this final, especially given how the starting wingers have looked inconsistent in this tournament. He did enter as a substitute in the final 10 minutes, and you saw his dribbling and ability to make a run with the ball. Nothing came of these short opportunities, especially with Mexico just trying to hold possession or defend to end the game. But I would like to see Chino Huerta get more playing time and start in one of the games in the next international window. Overall, though, a better performance, not great, a better performance from Piojo and the wingers did have a better game than in the semifinals. Striker position, A+. Raul Jimenez scored the first goal of the game for Mexico off an assist from Ruiz. An excellent shot with his left foot into the top corner near post. Raul Jimenez continues to perform well for Mexico and is easily the best striker Mexico has right now and the best striker in CONCACAF. Every time Raul Jimenez plays well, I just think this is one of the greatest comeback stories in football. After his awful head injury, for most fans, the idea of him ever returning to the good form he had then was out of question. Fans were wondering if he would even be able to play again after that awful head injury. Raul Jimenez, not only has he successfully recovered from that injury and is still playing, he has returned to incredible form at Fulham and with the Mexico national team. What a comeback for Raul. He once again scores in both the semifinals and the final of the Gold Cup, just like he did in the Nations League finals. His comeback as a player, his talent and excellent form is why he is my favorite player on the team. And come the 2026 World Cup, I am definitely getting a Raul Jimenez number 9 jersey. His goal and his performance showed, he is the best Mexican striker right now. Head coach. A. While I did not agree with his decision to start Gallardo and Sanchez, I thought Aguirre got the rest of the starting 11 correct. I am glad that he kept the same midfield with Edson, Ruiz, and Mora. They played well, and that was a great decision. A no-brainer, really. And his defensive style of play worked perfectly in this game, as outside of the lucky set play goal, the defense conceded almost no chances against this United States team. Mexico played a very suffocating defense. I also really like his and Rafa Marquez's strategy of having the defensive players push up with the offensive front on set plays. That tactic has really worked out well throughout the tournament, and it was what got Mexico the game-winning goal in this game, with that assist by Johan and the goal scored by Edson Alvarez. While there is work to be done to improve the offensive front and to better integrate Santi and Julian Quiñones into the team along with Raul, Javier Aguirre still did well, coaching his team to a Nations League title and now their 10th Gold Cup title. Aguirre's style of play may not be the most dominating, 4 or 5-0. We may not see that, but it is getting the results Mexico wants. And it has won them 2 CONCACAF titles so far and is giving them good momentum as they build up for the World Cup next year. Fan base. A+. Mexico fans in Houston once again made it a tough atmosphere to play in for the United States, and it's nice to see Mexico fans turn out and show that they are passionate about their team and this beautiful sport. Unlike US fans, who were not only the minority in the final, but also in the semifinals in St. Louis, where they were stunned to be playing in front of a majority Guatemala crowd. Sad for them, but great for Mexico fans who turned out for all the games and had the stadium shaking in the final when Mexico scored. Final score, Mexico wins 2-1 against the United States in the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup Final. And for an overall team performance grade, I'm giving them an A. With this win, Mexico wins 2 straight CONCACAF Gold Cups, and after also winning the Nations League in March, they are the current champions of both CONCACAF tournaments. Mexico is the king of CONCACAF. Andres de AA Sports, leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys thought of the final game in the comments. I want to thank all my viewers for following and watching all the videos and content I have posted throughout this tournament. I have 2 more videos planned. The first will be a grades video for the Mexico national team, similar to this video, but I will be grading the team for the whole tournament. And in the second video, I plan to grade every national team's performance in the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. I don't have an exact timeline for when I will post these videos, but I do plan to make these videos at some point. With that, leave a like and subscribe and stay tuned in for that content. Thanks for watching. México, bicampeón de la Copa Oro.